Hello, hello. How do I pull up the chat on here now? Chat filter, community moderation. I'm just testing the live thing. Told you guys I would do it randomly, so here I am. Mr. Random. Okay. That's what that button's for. Ah. It's chilly outside, but it's pretty warm in my car. I love it when it's sunny. Hello, Dad. Oh, hey. What's up, brother? How's it going? CRX? Haven't seen you in a while. Yeah. Ah, lots of things happening. Lots of good things. Even if they don't appear that they're beneficial or that things are going good, most certainly is. It's crazy all the movement or energy flowing, things changing, things taking place, and then within ourselves. I've been going through that second awakening, and I can't believe I just looked at the video right now that I made when I started to feel it to spike in that direction, and it said 3 weeks, and I'm like, what? 3 weeks ago? Damn. Yeah. When I say I don't feel time, I definitely I don't feel it. How's everyone else doing? If you guys want to comment what's going on your end, definitely feel free and I'll respond as it happens. So much energy lately that I can't sleep. Even though, like, my body feels physically tired. God, I don't know whether to be in the sunlight or out of the sunlight. Because I'm like half in the sunlight. Damn. Oh, yeah. Okay, some of those are funny. And yeah, thank you. It's been uh, getting longer now. It takes a lot for it to get to look long because of how wavy and curly it is. But if you pull on it, like it'll go down. It's just springy, and it's very comforting. I like to play with the ends of it. So many people in that. So who want to be corrected? Oh, I feel that they're on the, if you're in a work environment and there's a lot of negativity or just not working together, it's counterproductive because that person or individual, or individuals, which if it's like a, most of them or whatever, wherever you're working at, uh, yeah, that could be very, very stressful, very difficult. Makes you not want to go to work, but uh, for me, it's I'll be anywhere where I can be me, and there's not somebody around that comes and like tells me I'm doing things wrong all the time, or maybe not all the time, but every once in a while, or it's becomes a habit, and you can tell it's not really got anything to do with you, but something's going on with that individual, and they're taking it out on you. They're pointing the finger. They're accusing you of whatever, whatever. Instead of like being loving and understanding, um, people, you know, they push. They push and they hurt with words, actions, or silence. Um, their face, how they look, everything is outputting, your vibes and your energy. And uh, a lot of us are, most, I think, people are starting to understand a tiny bit of themselves in that way, that they're energetic, in nature. That's what everything is. Energy, frequency, vibration. Um, I've seen it in little bits here and there in people and their understanding of it. And then, of course, there's other people that understand it very well and they've been practicing it for years and years. Or maybe they're like me and they were born in a certain frequency, in a certain way, and their life was very weird because of it. Because I mean, a lot of us can still agree, like have similar childhoods. Because when we got here, there were certain vibes, and then our vibes, they mix. So what I said before in other videos, we're like big giant sponges. We're absorbing all this energy, all these vibes from our surroundings, the people around us, parts of the earth we're at. Um, and then we're born with certain gifts, psychic abilities, depending on past lives, what we've accomplished, what we learned from the looping, from the past repeating itself, so on and so forth. I know I'm kind of going on. Let me go back and see if. Uh, Samuel Jackson, you're paying a lot of attention to what I'm doing. um, so hey, if that makes you laugh, go for it. Just my hair gets in my eyes and it tickles the crap out of me in my eyebrows. My little girl does that too. Her hair's finally starting to get long enough, a little bit past her chin on one side. She has it really, really curly and the same color. Only her hair's softer than mine, of course. She's super cute. Even when I'm through, they seem to always find flaws or critique in the worst way, but the obvious, horrible employees always seem to never be structured. I'm always in that office being told shit, although my work has spoken for itself to be correct in the manner for everyone remaining safe. Oh, okay. Yeah. Um, Definitely work environments and coworkers and stuff. God, I mean, I've seen it. I've been in so many different jobs myself, and a lot of it is very difficult jobs that people don't want to do. And other people critique the jobs, and they're like, "Oh, those are easy jobs. I can do that, no problem." Oh yeah, then why aren't you doing it? Why are you working at freaking a McDonald's instead or something? I don't know. I don't know. The jobs I've done are difficult, but there's a lot of people that take advantage because the only easy job is the one that you don't do. Honestly, um, unless you're being paid to just be you and they're studying you or something. You're not really doing anything unless they're forcing you to do some kind of activity or take pills or something like that. But in general, and then it could be at home, it could be a neighborhood person, it could be uh, I don't know, a person that works at a thrift store, grocery store that you go to, and the vibes they clash, because we're all coexisting with different vibrations, and beliefs and what we're creating, and they clash. When we talk to each other, they clash. And then people are so afraid to be open and honest with themselves that they rather lie and pretend and ignore what's really happening, what's going on, especially within themselves, because um, the experiences and energies that they have absorbed into their bodies, they get stuck there and they don't know how to clear them out. Food that they eat, it damages certain organs, whatever it is. They don't drink enough water, they don't get enough sleep, a whole bunch of stuff. Um, Super traumatizing experience, near death experience, whatever it is. Um, and then that energy just boom gets stuck in them. And then instead of healing and knowing what to do, they don't. And therefore, the only way I've seen them be able to deal with it is they hurt themselves, they take drugs, they have prescribed drugs, um, drink alcohol, you know, whatever it is to get by, sex, exercise, um, just it's sort of I'm gonna do these things to feel better, even though I don't feel better, and it never gets resolved. It never gets healed, and then they just loop and loop and loop, and they keep doing the same things. They keep hurting other people, and I'm very understanding, so I know those people that are hurting other people, they've already been hurt. They're already hurting because anything and everything that you have within you, that's you, in your heart and your soul, it's what you're going to be creating out here. Manifesting it all out here. Just your vibe is just mingling with everybody else's and co-creating, and what you're adding is your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, whatever you hardcore believe in. So I don't know. Hardcore believe in dinosaurs. Maybe dinosaurs will come back, but I don't think we want dinosaurs roaming around if it's anything like those Jurassic Park movies. But then again, if you think about most of the movies or videos or books or stories, it's always the same thing too. Struggle, clashing. It's just always like opposites or ups and downs, and um, not not the experience that I have, because I see that and I have my ups and downs because I'm a part of the collective and everyone, um, but it's a lot of observing now and seeing the synchronicities, how everything is happening all together and connecting together. Because before it was like, I understand a tiny bit, and that tiny bit's going to lead me somewhere, but I don't know where that is. And it always leads you to you, more to you, who you are, and who you are is everything and everyone. Let me go back and see. Yeah, no. People say security work is easy. I did it for almost 13 years. It is not easy. 13 years. And I know some of the people have like, you know, decades of work experience, but you have to have a lot of patience to stand in for, 10, 12 hours shift, um, to be out in the elements all night long when it's freezing, uh, blazing winds, just and you're like you can't even see because your eyes hurt from how cold it is, and it's raining on top of that. And you got to be out there, so you got to be prepared, and we do that. We know how difficult it is. It's kind of like going camping, to be honest. Got to go with food and um, extra clothes or whatever it is, toilet paper. If there's not a one available, of course. Yeah, so, some of these comments I'm sure are just bots or something. I got some notification about a moderator or something like that. Settings. I don't know. Well, the good versus evil thing, to me, it's no different than like white and black, um, plus and negative, and only part of the equation. Um, and if you think about it, let's say, there's that ancient geometry, right? That looks super complicated, but at the same time, it's very beautiful and easy to understand in that way. Um, but the good and evil, like that to me, just or black and white kind of thing. It's your experience is of being separate because whether you're a good person or a bad person, whatever you're choosing, um, or believing that you are or want to be, you're still choosing a side. Um, and you can say, well, yeah, don't we all want to be good? Don't we all want to, help each other and live on paradise or heaven on earth? Yeah, but in order to do that, um, that white and black needs to understand that they're the same. They're the same, okay? Same, different sides of a coin. They're, the old one drop of the ocean is still the ocean. That one drop doesn't make it not the ocean if you take it out of the ocean. Same goes for anything, because there's no taking out. It's more, mm, how can I describe it? Transformation. It transforms. You transform. You can also warp, I guess, or go anywhere you'd like. To be honest, there's like no limit to what we can create or experience, um, except because we get in our way, our own way, and feel separate from others. And the experience is that because when we encounter it, um, there's that clashing of vibes. And if we don't understand it well enough or aren't resilient enough to it and see it the way it is, in its naked form, organic form, it's just energy interacting. And um, where is it going to go? Think of it as a stock market, because I've been paying attention a little bit to that stuff. Um, the stock market, and they're like, um, betting and putting money and whatever it is. I'm barely learning about it, so if I'm saying the wrong words, I'm sure. But there's like these candlesticks, and there's green ones and there's red ones, and they go up and down, and people put money in and take it out to get money. So um, the thing that doesn't I don't agree with it, if people are winning money, other people are losing money. So that's kind of weird. Oh, hold on, let me read your thing real quick. Hmm. Oh, I feel that. Um, so if the employees are getting a lot of stress from the job itself, they could be passing it along to you. Um, and trust me, I've been in so many situations where people don't care. All they don't, or maybe they don't care enough because of their suffering and what's going on inside of them. And like I said earlier, the easy way that they choose, the easy path, it's like, let somebody else worry about this, put this on somebody else. It's somebody else's fault. It's something else's fault. Um, it ain't got nothing to do with me because, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Because I don't know. Because you guys are connected to whatever it is you did. So you're a part of it no matter what. Uh, it's get trapped in your mind, and thoughts plague you, and um, certain chakras, they'll get blocked. Um, Parts of your body uh, hold on to those experiences or what you're doing. And the worst thing about it, think of it as an illness or a sickness, because it is, um, or a mental illness. Even if it's like a light flu, it's still the flu, right? It might not be a severe one, but it's still the same thing. And with mental illness, I think there's so many different levels to it that it depends on what you've been through. Just think about it as a soldier that goes to war, and all he does is, I don't know, types up reports, maybe cleans the bathrooms and does his push-ups and everything, and trains to do whatever. That's easy indoor stuff. And then there's another one that goes and he ends up killing families and people. He feels that and he doesn't like that. It's just different. It's different for everybody. What you're holding on to, what your experiences are, if it's rape, drugs, um, mental, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, whatever it is, So what you're experiencing at work is you're getting abuse from work, or at least it feels like that. So much trauma, but still see my fellow man as equal and treat them just as good as I'd want to be treated. Yeah. I mean, that just feels right. And if you ask those people that are super upset and they're always accusing you or purging their negative energy onto you, yeah, they're just they don't notice it. I mean, I can even see it. It's almost like they darken, or like I don't know. It's different. Sometimes it's like the whole body can be dark. Sometimes it's just the eyes, um, certain areas, and I don't know. I'm super sensitive to feeling everything, but I'm super resilient at the same time. So anybody who is super sensitive can be super resilient because we can suffer a lot. And it just depends what we choose to do after we suffer. And you choosing to still send out the vibes that you want to get back, that's you being resilient and strong and understanding that you don't want to loop. You don't want to be treated badly and then take it out on somebody else or something else, and then pass it along, and kind of like you brush it into the collective and let the collective see what they do with that energy, that vibe, that experience. That eventually comes to people that are connected to the earth and to the collective in a certain way. They have certain psychic gifts that allows them to receive all the negative or all the love. Doesn't matter what it is, or light or dark. We can receive all of it because it's all a part of us. And those were the waves of torrents of agony that I used to get hit with when I was a lot younger in my teenage years, and I didn't know what that was, and I suffered a long time. Think of it as a sponge absorbing all the suffering of the earth for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. Well, God knows, I don't know how many years. It's crazy. It's crazy the one purge I did. Sorry. I need to drink water, but I don't have any. I should have bought some when I got some for my work. Feel good, just released a video. Sorry. Oh. Sorry if it's lagging. I'm outside, so yeah, far away from the Wi-Fi. I observe that stuff right off the bat. As soon as they start to speak, or as quickly as they disregard you, can tell so many things that I can get. Yeah. It's just it's just energy energetic interactions are taking place all the time, and there's this programming or adopted uh, understanding of what life is, because that's all they've been exposed to, right? If they had paranormal activity happen to them, if they had, if they could do psychic things, psychic abilities, um, whatever it is, whichever psychic ability, just pick it, and if they can do it, um, then they would understand like we understand. If they've seen mythical creatures, if they've seen angels, even demons and devils. If you've seen that stuff, you gotta know something's going on, right? And that's what angels and demons, those are, um, and certain, uh, like, past important individuals, and it doesn't matter who it was that, helped everybody along. It's just they're manifested. I think of it this way, or understand it this way, because this is my experience of it. I feel everything and everyone because I'm connected to it. Instead of ignoring it, I let it go into me and fill me, knowingly now instead of unknowingly. And people do that with each other too, but I do it, um, you know, let's say with a everybody on the earth equals boom, and then I get hit with it, and then it's my choice what to do with it. Do I let it overtake me and I lean one way or another way? you know, um, I try to stay uh, balanced in harmony, unity. So I purify it and I send it back out with a lot of love and rainbow energy. I'm gonna keep doing it now that I understand how to do it, how I did it before. It took a while to integrate and for me to do it again and be able to observe it. Because the first time around, it was so much energy, um, feeling super godlike. I couldn't really like stop. I was just flowing with purpose and um, need to heal myself and the collective, the earth, in a way that it was begging for. We were all asking for help. We were all needing it. Um, and if you've ever felt super drained, super disconnected, um, the living dead, you know, if you feel that way, that's you're absorbing that from the earth and from your bloodline, certain things. It just depends with your abilities. Sorry, I stopped because my buddy Richard he just got home, so I didn't know if he was going to notice if I was sitting in here or not. My windows are tinted, but my hair being down, I'm getting super sweaty up in here. So you can see like the windows are fogging in the back and right there a little bit. So yeah. Well, I did endurance training my whole life, so that was another thing that, because of my abilities, my psychic abilities, and past lives, I was able to do since I was a little kid. I did a whole bunch of different things, exercise and endurance training included, that were very helpful for me to end up where I am today. I can see it all. I can go all the way back and understand from when I was even probably in my mom's belly, because there was uh, very, uh, just like cocooning at the beginning before any awareness of being a little kid or little baby. How should we cope with the wondering of why they act certain ways? I can deal with it when it's happening, but after when I dwell on their actions, it drains me hard because it. But having a lot of anger in the past, it makes me want to. Okay. Um, so if later on, when you're away from that person, you you feel it more, it could be that they're fuming, they're super pissed off because they thought it didn't affect you or something, and that amplifies um, them sending you those bad vibes, them purging and sort of they can take your energy. So it's like they switch places. It's like I feel better now that I made that guy feel like shit, but then maybe they feel like shit later on because they did a shitty thing. Deep down inside, even if they lie to themselves, even if they smile and keep walking or, say something stupid, deep down inside, we're all the same. We're all connected. If you were to just understand it, uh, think of little threads. And these threads are all connected to source or to whatever everybody calls God. Sorry. My mouth is really parched. I'm going to see if I have anything to drink in this thing. Ah, that was not water. That was an hour-old smoothie, I think. Shit, now I lost my train of thought. Let's see. So yeah, what I would do is when you sit and you let it hurt you more, or it not you're letting it hurt you more. It is hurting you more for whatever reason it is, whether it's on their side or your side. It doesn't matter because your body is your temple, and you can heal yourself if you want to. Now, for me, I have certain gifts, psychic abilities, and the red serpent, the kundalini, the life force energy, and that allows me to heal anything and anyone. But um, I'll put it to you this way: if I heal myself, I'm doing it for me, and I'm okay with it, and I accept it, and I want it. If I heal somebody else, they might accept it and want it and everything. But if they don't understand what it is they're doing that gets them there, then they're just going to loop. And no matter what, they're always going to end up getting upset or absorbing that negative energy um, because there's still a certain belief or thought or emotion or action um, that you're holding on to. Uh, Something that you don't think is fair. Um, and uh, it starts that way, and then you end up growing to the point where there is no need for fairness because everything is already fair. Um, Everything already is what it is, and we're just creating as we will. And my will is not to um, hurt and damage and destroy. I want the exact opposite. I feel like I was created to be nothing but love and understanding and um, to grow things, to grow people, and grow civilizations, grow planets, stuff like that. Yes, it's crazy how much people you can put on and help and dial in small things, and they can never credit you. Man, at Walmart in like 2017. Dude, that's when I had my awakening back in 2017. Yeah, yeah. It's so cool though. Doing what I've been doing and understanding it more and more and more and more. It's so awesome. And I hit a couple of years of very difficult times in my life, things that happened, but they were exactly what I needed to understand myself and others and the collective and the world, or this world, this earth, more. So I'm grateful. And I was able to overcome so many things that it just it kills you. People commit suicide because they can't take it, and I've felt like that a lot throughout my life. Wanting to leave, not be here anymore, and it's that how I said I was created to be love, and you know, killing myself because I can't take it anymore, or because I don't understand. I do understand. You just have to understand that they don't understand yet, just like children don't understand yet. And then you give them opportunities to grow, right? And you teach them and you love them, um, even if they do the worst things. They're still a part of us. So it's you know it's so weird because if you look at it just energetically, um, eye for an eye, I'm just gonna make the world go blind. Yeah. It's like, oh, my neighbor shot me, so I shot him back. Well, he shot me back, so I went and I shot him back again, and then it just keeps going. And people keep fighting over land or resources or, um, you know, borders and stuff, and I'm over here like just observing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep observing. I'm gonna keep getting all these energies from everybody, and I'm gonna filter them, and I'm gonna send them right back out the way that I feel that everybody wants them. I still credit you for a lot of ways of thinking how I do now, or how we always have. We are strong. Oh yeah, definitely have to be. Um, and it's okay to be weak. Anybody um, who couldn't take it anymore, or let's say somebody was so shitty to them, or so many people, or everybody in their lives was so shitty to them, and they were like, one day they were like, you know what? Just f everything, f everyone. I'm checking out. I'm out of here. Or maybe they're like, you know what? No, I'm not gonna care about anybody, and they live their lives empty, alone, or maybe they do crime or something else to be heard or felt or something. I don't know. There's so many things. I'm just so I'm just so grateful um, to be who I am and what I am, and everybody manifested me as much as I manifested everybody. The same way as I am a part of everybody and everyone's a part of me. The experience is so um, like magical and vivid, intense, mind blowing, heart chakra activating. There's like a lot of confusion or disorientation in the collective. There's also a lot of energy, so things are booming, things are moving, things are gonna grow and grow and grow, expand, expand. So I think we're like expanding and then contracting, and then expanding and then contracting. And eventually, one of those expansions, it's going to be um, enough of a turnover um, for us as a collective. And the way that happens is that we don't keep bouncing from, one side to the other, good to evil or evil to good. And we just understand it so simply as what it is, and it becomes all too clear. And that's how we let go. We can observe and see how others are still struggling, or they're still in that spot where you were and you didn't understand because you were trying to understand it the way that people today just are born into a very limited amount of understanding of themselves and others and the planet. A lot of it is like, let's say if we went to a different planet and everything is brand new, and everything's being discovered, it's the same thing that's happening here on Earth, only we've already been here for a while. But uh, it's like slow going because of um, the disconnect or illusion of being separate from anyone or anything. Oh, sorry. I think I'm going to have to burp. Nope. It passed. So much hair. And there's my dragon. Oh, my um mm, they're like mythical creatures, but they're not myths. I've interacted with them a lot. They're a part of me. My rainbow dragon and rainbow unicorn Pegasus. I've seen them recently, and they've been around me, and we've been doing stuff. But I hadn't seen them in a while um, because of what I had to go through. But um, my rainbow unicorn Pegasus, uh, the hair is a lot longer, so that was cool. There's a lot longer and more of it. And my dragon, too, he changed shape and form, but he's still really, really big. But yeah, I mean, we all change constantly. Let's see here. That mine's slightly shorter than yours. Been growing it for about 2 years and so. Yeah, no, just depends, I think. A lot of it, when you're born, think of your birthday as numbers and destination and an insertion point. Okay, so knowingly you get inserted at just the right point of motion that when you drop in there, that uh, this is the outcome, and uh, you're the outcome, who you are this incarnation, and what you're working with. And I've been reading a little bit back on the Astro Dream Advisor, where it has my abilities, and it's like before I was like, I know I'm gonna understand this a lot more one day, but right now I just kind of understand it. And I'm reading it now, and it's like, whoa! Now I understand it because of me observing myself again during really deep meditations, and then I'm like, okay, why am I doing this, and why am I choosing to do that, or why did I do this first, or like I notice the patterns or synchronicities. It happens and it syncs up in a certain way, and then bam, you get this outcome, and it boosts your connection. to everything and everyone, and in doing so, uh, that's where your psychic senses and abilities are being more used consciously, uh, rather than like uh, little bits here and there under extreme pressure or distress or danger. You might have a feeling or a knowing or instinct to do something, and then um, you get to save or salvage whatever thing was happening. And if bad things happen, that don't mean you suck or life sucks. It's just the energy, the clashing and uh, result of the clashing energy interaction. What's it gonna be? Is that really sad person gonna make you feel really sad, or are you gonna just emanate nothing but love, warmth, and understanding? And if they're near you, maybe they'll start to feel a little bit better. And they might not even know why. It happens to me a lot. Anybody who's around me, um, I see their lives get better, even if they don't see it themselves or observe it themselves or understand it themselves. I see it because I cannot not observe it. If it's there, I'm feeling it, I'm experiencing it. Um, there's an energy interaction, and the result of me observing it um, helps me understand it more, because it's always a loop. It's always the past repeating itself, and you see it in history. You see it in mythologies, stories, books, songs, whatever it is. There's always a pattern, or let's go to people are creatures of habits. Habits are things we do all the time, every day. And if you're not consciously aware that, hey, maybe you're pouring way too much sugar in your coffee every day, you're going to get sick. And then when you're sick, then you start to figure out, like, whoa, what am I doing that I'm getting sick? And if you go to the doctor or someone else and you don't tell them that you're pouring that much sugar in your coffee, then maybe they'll just prescribe a pill and not help you. Um, you just need to stop pouring that sugar in your coffee. So you start to get very aware of what's going on within you and around you, and it's all energetic, it's all vibes, it's all fucking different frequencies that people are connecting to or functioning off of, depending based off of their thoughts, their feelings, their heart, their soul, what they believe in hardcore. And especially when they get challenged, or um, maybe you're just sharing what you believe with them, and they get so pissed off, and they're like, no, absolutely not, you're so wrong, and then they'll start to call you names. You're stupid, you're a narcissist, or whatever, you know their experience is what they're going to be shooting out at you. So if they're just saying nothing but bad things about you, that's what they have inside of them. They probably say bad things to themselves. They probably say, my life fucking sucks. I'm nobody. I need to do something. I need to be somebody. I'm not anybody. Blah, blah, blah. That's a cry for help. You need help. Please let people help. A lot of people don't want to be helped. They're too afraid, or too much pride, um, not enough suffering to be understanding of others, that just don't get it yet. You want to be somebody who gets it and grows and transforms and shifts, and gets to be more of who they truly are and wanted to be from the beginning, from the get-go. This is what we're doing when we came here to do this. Understand what the hell was going on, right? Because basically it was hell on earth. So much killing, so much war. God, that all that I absorbed into my third eye in that one meditation, in that one purge before those rainbow waves hit. Oh man, if I mean I wouldn't, but if I could let everybody else experience that at least once, not constantly, that might be enough to make him understand. I mean, if it just depends on a lot of stuff, but from what I feel as a collective, we want to grow, we want to expand, we want to freaking uh, understand ourselves more. Haven't seen you in so long. We end up sort of with the same hair, though. Synchronicity. Oh yeah, no. A lot of people, when they start to grow in their heart and soul, and connect and understand things better, understand themselves especially better, they'll do that. They'll let their hair grow. I've always wanted to grow my hair since I was a little kid, but I wasn't allowed to in school, and um, after schools there was jobs and security job. Um, Except for the second one, though. The second one kind of let me start growing it, and I could put it in a ponytail, and it was all good. It's just freaking weird, though. The girls can have long hair, but guys can't. That is also like a telltale sign of picking and choosing sides, or favoritism, or um, just bizarre, bizarre. Or maybe I don't know. Maybe yeah, could have been a tactic. Because honestly, I think everybody looks really good with long hair. There's people that can look a little funny, but all in all, it's like I don't know. Look at any creature that has long hair, or a horse. I mean, some of them have it shorter in different colors, but it's all pretty. It'd be so weird if we were to tell the horses they couldn't have hair, or the males couldn't have hair. Oh man. Uh, but yeah, no. I've been loving the vibes. God, it was so hard and difficult, not just not too long ago. It was like unbearable, but that's how it gets when you're about to shift. You get to this point where it's like, oh my God, I'm dying. I don't want to be here anymore. And then you still keep going past that, and you're like dead. But then you're like, you know what? If I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, and you let go of whatever it is that you're holding on to. Resentment. The world is not fair. Nothing's fair. No one's fair. No one loves me. Um, I don't have a home. No one's there for me. I'm always alone. Whatever is plaguing you, it's hard to think of things. I'm just pointing out things that um, sometimes I'll feel a tiny bit of it. But all in all, I'm understanding myself so much, and so much more about my the psychic and the non-physical side of everything and everyone. Um, it's just like putting it all together so much better than before. And you know, they'll probably try. Uh, the ones that want to keep the illusion of being separate. Anyone who hardcore wants to believe that they're separate from one another, those are the ones that are going to struggle to the very end, I believe. until they shift. Because fight it all they want, it, it's gonna happen. It's happening. You know, saying it's gonna happen is incorrect. It already happened. It happened. It's happening, and it's gonna happen at the same time. Because that's the way energy works. It's already taking place. It just it's sort of you can't see it or experience it unless you're connected, unless you're plugged in and not into the matrix, okay? Plugged in to just here, your heart, your soul, your love. Everything is love. The very air that you're breathing is love. The water you drink is love. The sunshine. Mm. Mm. All I feel is love and home. Now I'm blind too. uh, once we talk about anything other than work. Really? Hmm. That must have been work stress purging. If your job is very stressful, when you're at the dinner table, you kind of want to talk about stuff, that's been bugging you. And that can be like sharing certain hardships, things you had to be very resilient about or towards, and sharing it with other people that understand, um, it helps. But one thing I've noticed, though, is that females tend to want to talk about problems, but not solutions. So whenever females speak to males, which males all we really want to do is find solutions, because that's our job. That's everybody's job from the very beginning of being on Earth and growing, is being strong and growing and growing. Um, so the males have had a role for a very long time, and that role is to understand and make things better. Okay, our role was not to talk about the problems and then not even consider a solution. But I feel like there's so many females that, and it could be males too. There's a lot of people that they just want to talk about the problem, and then that's it. If you even say anything about helping them or a solution, they get so upset, and they're like, "You don't understand." Um, okay, I'll leave now. You're good. You can be that way if that's what you want. I don't. It's through my observation, it's because of certain traumas and things that people go through that weigh them down so much that they're not able to grow enough emotionally and intellectually, um, and understand their body and then speak to it and be in harmony with it because of all that stuff. They don't get to grow. They get stuck and they loop in the same behavior that they were when they were like 4 years old, 5 years old, 9 years old, 14 years old. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's how much you're growing or how much you can grow, um, from the very beginning to where you're at now. Think of it as two different trees. One tree was planted in the best spot, best soil. It rains. Another tree, not the best spot, not the best soil at all. It rains, but not too often. They both grew in different ways. So it was a lot easier for the first tree to grow big and strong roots and blossom fruit if it was a fruit tree. The other one, well, maybe it looks a little fucked up, beat up, withered or wicked, um, you know, or even dark or something, eerie. But it still grew and it was still resilient enough to survive. Maybe survived just as long as the other one, but it was so much harder for that tree to be a tree, um, even though they were the same seed, let's say, same class of tree. It felt so divided from real matters being. Oh, yeah, yeah. Because a lot of people, when they're having discussions back and forth about whatever happened, um, they're not seeing it the way we're seeing it. They're not even really um, understanding why they're talking about it or why they're sharing it in the first place. If everybody knew, oh, I'm sharing all these things with others um, because it helps, they sort of share the load, you know. It's like, think of it another way. You, even by yourself, you're not yourself by yourself. Um, we're all connected, and you can experience this when you're listening to music or reading your favorite book or watching your favorite show or movie. We're connected, okay? And we vibe with what we're creating, understand? And I don't know, if you're vibing with bad stuff, then bad stuff might, it's what you're creating probably. And it's okay to experience the bad. The bad isn't bad. The bad is part of understanding yourself. And it goes to that other saying, I like to say, nothing's ever working against you unless you hardcore believe that that's what's happening. Because for me, it's sort of like I'm just observing, and it's like, okay, let's see what happens. This person chose this, or this other thing happened, and it's like, okay. And then I just um, flow accordingly. And I'm basing it off of my vibe now. Before, I was okay being around other people that their vibes were like that, just heavy duty. I mean, a lot of people don't understand it this way. That's why, I mean, it's worldwide, and especially if it's happening in, behind closed doors, places unseen, um, dungeons or camps or whatever it is. We're all feeling it. We're all going to feel it. Everything we think, we feel, we say, we do, all of it, all of it, all of it. That's our contribution to one another. If we have free will, the will to create anything we wish and desire, why would we desire to suffer without the suffering counting for something? And that's what it is. It's um, through that suffering, you understood something. So it's not a bad thing, even though it feels like a bad thing happened. You're just feeling the effects of the energy interaction, um, and you understanding or choosing love instead of choosing to shoot that energy back at them. Some people say that. I've done it before too. Return to sender. Um, but it's you don't even have to do that. You don't have to do return to sender. Sender is sending it to himself. Anybody who's pointing their finger at you or hurting you, they're hurting themselves. I, if I could transform into a mirror right in front of them, and then they see what I see, or if I can connect with them and they agree to, they can experience what I'm experiencing and vice versa so that they can understand that they're upset or they're triggered. And it's for a particular reason, okay? And it could be in the body, in the mind, in the heart, in the soul. And if you don't love or want to love, I get it. Maybe you're burnt out or tired, but that's what everything is that exists. It's just love. And the ones that would say otherwise would be the ones that believe in being separate from one another. To believe in an illusion is to become one. So they've become illusions of their former selves. But here we are. Um, we're not separate, so I came back because I said I would, and because I love everyone, no matter what happens, no matter how difficult life gets, no matter the amount of suffering or loneliness. Not so much the loneliness, though. It gets to the point where everything is an interaction and a very, very beautiful. It's like you're inhaling every time you breathe in. It's like all that right there. Mm, all that energy. There's so much energy just free flowing. It's like abundant. And it's accessible. Um, Once you understand yourself, once you love yourself through and through, and if you love yourself, that means you love everything and everyone. That means if you hurt somebody, you're hurting yourself. It would be the same thing as if you cut somebody else's finger, that's your finger. That's you, man. What are you doing? Why would you choose to not remember? Why would you choose to live in illusion? And then it kind of boils down to like uh, energetically, that like the chemicals that are released in your body or are an outcome of your actions or your thoughts or feelings or beliefs. You start to build up certain things, and in your diet also, and how active you are. All of this together and more, is an outcome of your state of being. So if you want to be better energetically and not be so weighed down by others, when you're being the sponge and you're absorbing all that negativity, you want to get to the point where you know how to wring out that sponge in a healthy way. Because, people can do it with like drinking maybe, but that's not very healthy. Um, or, it's like addictions, chemicals, being released, feel good chemicals. And that drives the habits. And the chemicals that don't feel good, if they accumulate, if they're too much too often, you get super stressed out, you get irritable, you get angry, you get resentful, you get so on and so forth. So if you understand that if you're having these thoughts or feelings or um, interactions that are not, they don't feel good, they're not healthy, then you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get sick, okay? And it's gonna stay stuck in you. The only way to heal it is through the understanding that no one and nothing is separate, and that all of it is just love. It is. And those that would laugh hysterically a roaring belly laugh, and then they would fall on the floor and kick their feet because they hear what I'm saying. It's like that looks like a little kid to me. I still love him, no matter what. It becomes funny. It does. Sometimes it hurts a lot though, and it's very troubling because you do your absolute best to not trigger anybody and to be thoughtful and loving and considerate and just the way you want to be. That's who you are. You know, you're choosing to be love, and it triggers other people that um, that's not their experience. Their experience is we're not the same. You're not a part of me. Get away, go away. It's like I don't know. Like they it feels like they're tolerating you, or they feel disgusted by you, or insecure when you're around, and it's like because I'm being loving, thoughtful, caring, maybe even gifting, you think I'm what? I'm doing what? So now you can't even be a good person? You can't be loving? That doesn't exist anymore because of the past? That's the past repeating itself. You seeing another person and that person isn't doing what the other person that hurt you, they're not doing the same thing, but it's triggering that flashback, that dead look in your eyes. It's you're being triggered by it. And it's inside of you, and you're gonna see it in every single person that does that, and you're gonna continue to hurt yourself and damage yourself even more and more and more because you're gonna keep doing the same behavior that got you to that point in the first place because you don't understand. If you did, you wouldn't be doing it. You wouldn't be going through that experience. You wouldn't have chosen to. Just like experiences that I've chosen, freaking super difficult. And yeah, there could have been complete different scenarios if I wasn't, um, love and choosing that, being love, choosing it, no matter what happens. The outcome of it would be so much worse. And it it's a lot of responsibility to be more aware or to understand yourself more. But it's no different than just being a parent. And if you've ever been a parent, or even if you haven't, maybe you have a little brother, little cousin, or just anybody who you take care of. It feels good to take care of somebody, to help them grow. There's so much, we're capable of. Let's see. I sort of felt they all came together on those subjects because don't care about one another. They have no concern to their actual feelings and such. Okay, so my next question: how many males and how many females were there in those conversations? Because I I know guys generally don't talk about their feelings, from what I've noticed, but it's because another thing I've noticed is that anytime you do, it freaks people out, like like it's way out of the norm. It doesn't happen, or it shouldn't happen, or something. But we don't hide our feelings because we want to, just hide them and we're afraid or something. It's more of anybody who's open hearted, that's like you opening the box and your heart's right there and they can stab it. Boom. If they want to, sure. And your heart can bleed. And the only way to connect with others is, having an open heart. So you're gonna get stabbed, probably a lot before there's gonna be an understanding on the earth enough for when anybody even thinks about stabbing anything or even killing, let's say, an ant or a tree. They're gonna feel their actions. The team is most men and 3 women. Everyone is wonderful. Hmm. Oh, hi, Lisa. It's good to see you too. I just felt why didn't anyone ask? Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah. I mean, they must be swept up in their career and their job, um, whatever the day to day is. It could be a lot of hustle and bustle. So I can see how it could have been a conversation purely out of work related and none of the other stuff, because there was just so much every single one of those individuals, had been experiencing in their job. So it's like boom, 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 all that stuff took precedence. But honestly, um, I feel you. Not one ask about how family or life other than work is going. There's no self-reflection. Then they're not doing work on themselves. They're just going to do a job, and that job is what they're talking about. And that's why we're not talking about work. We're talking about different um, work. That work, this work. Oh, the family is growing, but uh, how can I put this? I'm separated from my wife. I've been separated from my wife for years, but I still get to see my kids. My little girl's 2. She'll be 3 in July. And my little boy is gonna turn 5 um, next month, at the end of next month. And thank you. I do look in the mirror or look at myself and love myself. Even though, yeah, I know. I've always said though, like, I look decent. That's it. That's how I would rate myself. Whatever decent is on the scale of 1 to 10, that's who I am. On looks. But I don't know. I don't know. It, that's more of a like a social way of explaining it. And everyone is beautiful. Even somebody would be like, "Oh, look at that ugly pig" or something. When I look at pig, I'm not looking at it like that. I'm feeling the pig on the inside, and then it's just like that's a part of me. So why would I say it's ugly? um, it's so weird. It's like ugly can be beautiful. Um, Darkness, suffering, um, can be exquisite. And I'm not saying like uh, I'm drinking a fine wine, exquisite, and I love it. It's more of exquisite as in it hurts so much that it's like, wow, I didn't know I could hurt that much in that way. So I would say it was exquisite. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm going to probably be live more often. and make videos and stuff. But uh, yeah, I still gotta work and interact. Um, See my kids, and sorry, some neighbors just got here, so I'm just. I think they're neighbors. Oh no, they're people. They're Christians or something like that. They're gonna come talk to me. I don't know. Oh hey, MT. They just walked past. And they're looking at my what is it called? Sun protector thing. It has two skulls looking at each other. I got it on clearance at Walmart. It's not like anything dark or whatever. Oh, okay. They must be friends with my buddy's son. Uh, my buddy's son's girlfriend, I think. Um, yeah, yeah. I was reading that. Sorry. Well, you want to hold that loving itself. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you really, really feel like this is life, this is it. I need to understand how to feel this way all the time. Then that's what everybody deep down inside. That's what they want, and that's what I feel, and that's why I'm doing it within myself and my body, and it's gonna ripple out to everybody, and including everybody who's listening and watching. Of course, we're connected, we're vibing, we're growing, we're understanding. Like I was saying earlier, that's why we're not talking about how difficult work was. Um, Even if we're just mentioning a little bit of it, we're not solely just talking about it and nothing else. We're talking about what we're experiencing, and our experience is growing, is ascending, leveling up, uh, evolution, evolution in progress, always in progress, always in motion. Yeah, yeah. It's just, that's the feeling, growth, you know, um, build, construct, um, and then it's the need or feel of that. It's because we know that if we do these things, it's going to bear fruit, and this fruit is going to be so delicious, so worth it. So we do the work on ourselves that equals this experience. So um, I know maybe these last couple of years have been very hard, especially okay, hold on. Sometimes well, people are going to experience you the way that they experience themselves. So if they feel like you're just bitching, it's probably 'cause that's something that they do, or that's something that somebody else does around them, or had done around them, or whatever. And then so their input information is that's the experience. But I have to explain after I speak about things to learn from a lot of little things I feel. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I like having very like deep conversations with people, like soul deep, because like because of my gifts, I can see it basically and feel it inside of a person and inside of myself. And that's how I was able to heal myself, is through feeling. Okay? And that feeling I can send to everyone. And I can send it directly to an individual, but um, like I was saying before, you need to be the outcome of everything you're choosing. Every moment you're doing something. You're breathing. Are you breathing consciously, or are you breathing just automatically in the background? It's a huge difference. It's a night and day difference. Um, and I'm doing it more and more because it's very healing, very therapeutic to take very deep breaths. And just let them out. It feels so good. People have talked about it before. You sigh sometimes when people are being butts, and you're like, what are you doing? What you're doing is you're activating what they call parasympathetic nervous system, I believe, and it makes you feel very relaxed. Oh wait, notification. Yeah, it makes you feel very relaxed. So it's good chemicals being released, and the ones that are not in balance, they're becoming balanced because you're doing what you need to energetically and chemically, um, spiritually, in your heart and soul. You're doing what you need to. Body, heart, soul, mind, um, everything, everyone. It's all working together. Um, and when it's not, it's because there is something blocking, and the blocking is the experience or the understanding that you are separate from anything or anyone or God. I know that angers people. um, no, I'm nothing like God. I'm not God. I'm a sinner. I'm a horrible person. That's not what God is. Hmm? That sounds very disconnected, very lonely, very hurt, very one-sided. Um, yeah, no, no. We're all a part of God, everyone and everything. And when you believe otherwise, that's the beginning of the separation. If you believe yourself separate from anything, because everybody says that God is everything and everyone, right? We were created in his image. It's already there. You're already saying it. But you don't believe that you're God, a part of God, even if it's a little tiny part of God. If that's how you want to look at it. I don't look at it that way. My experience of it is not that way. My experience is just so much love, so much beauty, so much color, so much life, so much growth. I've ascended so much that I have a hard time being with others that are not the same level as me. Ooh, yes, brown-eyed Jewel. I feel you there. Yeah, it's so difficult. And you have to have a lot of patience and love and understanding to not to lose it. It's hard because it's like, put it this way. Let's say you go to work, right? You show up, and then those people that are weighing you down, they hand you a 5-gallon jug, every single one of them. And I could do 2 gallons. I mean, 2 5-gallon jugs. See, that's a 5-gallon jug right there, right? 5 gallons. That's 40 pounds. Okay, so every 5-gallon jug they hand you, is 40 pounds. So 80. I could do 80. I can't. I mean, I don't have enough space or another extra arm to hold another one. But I could probably do another two if I had two arms on the back of my back. But I don't, or I could. But who knows? Nah. Yeah. Freaking everybody is handing you that, and by the end of the day, you feel so weighed down. It's like God. They put all this on me, all this extra energetic load on me. Now you have to find a way to purge it. What are you going to do? You're going to throw it right back at everybody else? Are you going to throw it all at one person? Are you going to, um, you know, get in your car and scream at the top of your lungs? Yes, do that. That helps. Um, but, you just got to understand that if you're not vibing with others, then you got to just go where you do vibe. Because if you spend too much time where you're not vibing, um, think of it this way, other way. Um, when you're around anybody else, and if they don't start to grow out of their cycles and looping and them just throwing all this ugly energy at you, just projecting what they're feeling, what they're vibing with, they're projecting that onto you. You see, that's what they're creating. That's their reality. If they do that way too much, and it's just like nonstop, and it goes bad. It could lead to something really, really bad. Just you gotta go somewhere else, okay? And then sometimes it's hard because like you're like, no, how am I gonna leave my job? I love my job, but the people suck that I work with, or um, some of the people, clients I work with, suck. Um, so it becomes not, a pleasant job. For instance, I'm in like social work. I help take care of people. Um, Sometimes those people can be very, very difficult, like stupid amounts of difficult. And um, I can see the purging. I can see the projecting their energy at us so that we absorb it. And now we're carrying it, and now they feel better. And everybody just needs to understand things like that energetically so that it won't continue. Who cares about who did what, or what happened before, or what trauma this or trauma that? Just look at it naked, organically, energetically, as just what it is at its most basic, its natural form. Look at it that way. Just feel what's going on. Why can't we work together and build and choose love? Why does it have to be somebody's above somebody else? Why does it have to be um, I do most of the work and you don't? Why? Why is it you want and want and want, and I give and I give and I give, but then when I ask, you don't want to reciprocate, or you just want and expect things to happen without you putting the effort, without you manifesting it in a healthy way. Okay, sorry. Is that why the story was Jesus got murdered because he was saying we were God? Or just be still? Oh, yes, in part, that is why. The other part is if uh, if everybody understood what he was saying back then, things would change. Back then, the way they're changing right now rapidly, and therefore, um, the balance or the imbalance would be balanced. And for those, freaking neck fuck no, they're fucking buried 6 feet in shit, believing that um, everybody else should do the work and they should just prosper and receive and never give anything in return. always take anything that they want whenever they want. They're asleep. They don't remember. They're disconnected. They're they're the belief of being separate. They're the representation of it. Okay, that is what happens. That's what would happen to all of us. We would all become greedy and evil if we became too unbalanced. So, you know, the infinity sign. So think of the infinity sign as if you're being on one side of the circle, that's the light or dark, whichever one, you know, just pick. But one side is one or the other, light or dark, good or evil. In the infinite sign, once you get to be in the middle of that infinite sign, at the core, at the heart of it, right there, what are you? Are you good or evil? Are you both? Is there good and evil? Are they the same? Are they just um, experiences, and then based off of those experiences, um, one can decide what to create next? Okay? Think about it. You're manifesting your life, you're everything. You're creating. Isn't that what God does? Isn't that what God did? Is doing, will do. We need to harmonize and connect and take care of the earth and all the beauty inside of her in Gaia. Because, I mean, who's gonna say that Gaia is not sexy, gorgeous, beautiful planet? Who? Someone who is very, very, very disconnected and poisoned, sick. Um, it's almost they're not in their body anymore. They're not. Their soul connection to their body is basically like faded. It cannot be completely away, but so faded. Think of a kite. Only this kite, I don't know, it went to the moon or something. That kite, that was your soul. So far away from your body. When you murder, do all those horrible, horrible, horrible things, things that don't feel good. But don't worry, it's being balanced out. Awesome, because I always feel that they hold me up to an expectation to always do, but I do so much and never see them do half of what they ask. Yep, free will. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what? I see that a lot too, and um, I see it in particular races. Like if you go back, you know, there was a lot of civilizations that build a lot of great things, right? Um, so that bloodline lineage, you know, is today here now, unless it died out or something, um, specific one, or just merged or was converted to something else. But that's why, like, I also have that I want to build thing and I want to create, is because in my bloodline, in my ancestors, it was nothing but building and building, you know, just worlds, planets, civilizations, and whatever is connected to that individual on this time, on this earth, you know, it could be that they really didn't do anything, that bloodline. They weren't exposed to much. They were always on a farm or uh, nomads or something. I don't know what it would be, but Um, I notice a lot of people just they want everybody else to do all the work, and a lot of other people are like, I can't not do the work. I need to work. I need to contribute. I want to. I need to. It doesn't feel right to just sit and get paid for not doing anything. Um, I have an example I could use. Let's say, yeah, just like you. In my line of work, if the person that's working with you doesn't pull their weight, that means you have to do the other part, and people see that, especially if you're taking care of people. Whoever you're taking care of, they feel, they notice, they observe. That's all they're doing. Like just like kids. What are you doing, Daddy? What are you doing, Mama? They're questioning everything. That's their home life. That's where they're living. And how you take care of them, it matters. They notice. I don't know. It's weird. It feels right to be good and do good things. So Tartarus, Tortaria would be an example of. Hmm, Tartaria? I don't know what that is. A tortilla, or what are you talking about? um, sorry, I'm not familiar with the term you're using. Um, but yeah, so the free energy thing actually is, once you do connect and understand. Yeah, yeah, it does get tiring, but I mean, it's going to happen. You're going to get pushed past your limits, but just hold on and know that the outcome will be growth. Okay, just knowing that you're going to succeed, you're going to grow, you're going to level up, you're going to understand more, because that's what it's been happening, right? That's been your experience, little by little, every time. Boom, you understand more, you grow more. It's just the way it goes. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to look it up. But my understanding of what anybody calls free energy, it's so we're understanding ourselves enough or more, and then once we get to the point where it's not, let's say, complete, but complete enough, um, we'll get that understanding. Because I mean, it's all in the air right now, right? Freaking Wi-Fi and everything, oxygen. There's so much just all around us floating. There's dust on my face. There's dust on my arms. If I had a black light, you could see all that. You know, they say dust is dead skin, so we all have dead skin on our on everything. Everything has dust on it. It's so weird. Um, so if you're like living with other people, you're inhaling their dust because it's in the air. It's just floating around. It's kind of weird to think about. But that's how connected we are. It's like you just it won't end if you go down that how connected we are. It's so much, and it's everything and everywhere, and there's so many distractions and things that are happening, um, that blind us and block us from um, flowing and understanding as it's happening. We are energy. We are deep. Most people don't think enough. Yeah. Or actually, I think um, it's they think too much because their thoughts are what they believe is right. So if they think they're nothing, I guess they're nothing. If that's what they want, I know that's not what they want. It's more of a lot of it is from the all that time up until right now on the earth creating this one, um, the accumulation of all that to right now, and then purge. So enter us, absorb, observe what happens over and over again through these experiences, and then, like I was saying, I healed myself, I understood myself, and then that's how I rippled it out back to everybody. So that's what everybody's doing, even when it's a work thing or a relationship, whatever it is. Whenever there's conflict or clashing of energies or vibes, um, that's what's happening. We're being balanced out. Just think of energy, bam, 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 just striking each other and interacting, and then there's an outcome, a result, and then it ripples out, and then that's the earth. That's our experience of it. So if we're able to harmonize and connect and love and understand and all these good things and beautiful things and um, wholeness, completeness, freaking heaven, serenity, um, that will reflect on the earth. It'll turn into that um, rainbow Gaia. I saw the earth, or a earth, that was in rainbow um, form. It had rainbow landmass, and on the top and the bottom, it had light blue water. It was super sparkly, um, like jewels or diamonds, just super beautiful. And I know someone who walked on that earth, and people talk about it. They call it the New Earth, Rainbow Earth. There's songs, there's shamans that sing, um, there's prophecies. Sorry, a neighbor's walking their dogs. Caught my eye. But yeah, there's prophecies that talk about all this stuff. It's all everywhere, literally everywhere, and we help ourselves a lot through music or the things we're doing constantly. We get messages and then we sync up. Um, so let's say a good example recently, lately, I've been listening a lot to Kill Switch Engage, and that I listened to a lot before these last couple of years. But they just released this one song, and it's called I Believe, and I shared it on my Instagram and the lyrics to it. I love it. I'm vibing with it, and that's how I hear you too. I hear the collective through those songs, and those people that are creating those songs, they're creating it from the collective too. What everybody wants is being said or expressed in these lyrics, and even if it's another form of that, um, it's no different than the bickering or the back and forth we're going in a relationship or in a work relationship. If there's a one musician that's uplifting, there might be another one that's downlifting, but it's just two different polarities or sides of the same coin, sort of interacting with whoever's connecting, and it just depends. And then there's a result, an outcome. I also knew somebody who said there was a very famous musician that would go around and drain people in their sleep. And I've faced people things like that before, or people like that before, because they're people. They're the same. We're all connected. It's the same thing. But I've seen that. I've faced that. Um, it happens. So we're all in agreement deep down inside. Even the ones that say no, and they can't remember, and um, maybe they don't choose love right now, or understand it, or remember it. They want it to. Said it incorrectly. You're spot on. Oh, you said what incorrectly? I'm sure. I'm sure you said it good. Or well. The sunlight's finally going down. I'm losing sunlight. That's strange. Today the sunlight went down a little earlier. Um, does anybody else have questions, particular questions? Um, let's say there's something that you're stuck on, um, and you want to get past. You can share it, and I can sort of try to decipher um, what the energy interaction is, and um, advise, I guess. Oh, I don't know if I should stay in my car. Kind of embarrassed, and it's weird because I normally not embarrassed, but maybe it's so what I experienced, because remember the sponge thing, experience what everybody else on the earth is experiencing, and um, so if in my life I'm reflecting it and I'm experiencing it, it's like if I do have shame for that thing I'm doing, or feel ashamed, um, what does that mean? Does that mean a lot of people on the earth feel embarrassed, maybe, instead of ashamed and embarrassed, maybe, that they don't have enough or as much as other people, and therefore they don't want to share it, or they don't want people to see it, or whatever. But where I sleep, it's not that bad. Honestly, I don't really need much. I would like things. That would be nice, but I don't need. I just love that. Oh God, it's like thank you. It's such an honor and privilege to be who I am and what I'm doing here. It's very uplifting to see when it helps others and it reflects in there, and um, that beauty is awakened inside of them, and it's a lot like a flower just blossoming before you, but like in the most magical and loving and colorful way. Sometimes I forget how I should be be going through these things and not. Oh, okay. Yeah. So if there are times where you forget to be, you're not as aware or observing in the moment, and you're deeper in there, don't worry about it. That just means you have to go deeper. Think of it this way: you're that sponge, right? You need to put that sponge deeper in the, energy you're absorbing, in order to purge it, to change it, to alchemize it, to heal it, to love it. um, so that's why you go deep. Um, Another thing is whenever you're around other people and there's those interactions, energy interactions, those clashes, those back and forths, the the purging and the projecting, and eye for an eye, or resentment, or anything that builds up, that it fills your body up, and it causes you to not be as connected, as aware, as loving, as whole, as you would be. So it's not a bad thing, and it'll be worth it. Your sign has to be Scorpio. My sign? Well, I'm a Libra rising, and I have Virgo, like in 4 planets, including the sun, and I have Moon in Aquarius. I think that one was in the 5th house. Don't remember correctly. It's been so long, and most of the other ones, almost all the other ones, are in the 12th house. That all that stuff is very useful and helpful. You know what? Damn it. I could move spots to somewhere brighter in my little camper where I'm staying, but I need to connect things. I need to connect connection, extension cords to get some power. So it would take me like 2 minutes maybe to connect everything and unlock my camper and then jump in there. Because it's getting pretty dark whenever I'm not close enough to the window. Yeah. And another thing, if I do jump in there, it's one big like aluminum box basically, and then I have I recently put a bunch of foam insulation, so the Wi-Fi in there is not the best. So if I do jump in there, it's possible I'll be super laggy and it might disconnect or something. But if I want to go back to the other question, what is it? Or the holding that loving vibration. So the things that I do constantly to feel connected and to be connected are all based off of what I always say. So, and it's okay, like I said. So it correlates to the ups and downs and holding on to the energies and stuff, or going deeper. Things happen in a specific way so that we can grow. So the deeper we go, the more we're going to understand. So it's okay if you're not as high vibe at one point, because you can still feel super magical and loving, but maybe someone said something that hurt a lot, or someone's doing something and they don't know what they're doing, and that thing is hurting you so much. Well, I've been live for like 2 hours. Don't know. Oh, I got another idea. I could get a light in here, maybe. So I don't want to use my car's battery unless my car is on. I don't have much in here because I put it on my camper. But I have a power station that I had in the back seat. Now I have it in my trunk, so I could power stuff, and I have the extension cords right out there too, nearby, anyways. Do you guys want me to stay on? You guys want to talk about anything else? Oh, let's see. I've observed a lot of the clashing energetically, in particular, with male and female. The genders or gender wars, kind of. And it's so weird for people to be fighting about um, their gender, but uh, it's because of how they're being treated. Everybody's being treated a specific way. Um, Specific roles, have been played for so long, and now it's sort of clashing with the awakening or awareness of ourselves. Um, you know what? Give me a second. I'm gonna get a light. This is kind of weird. I can barely see myself. Hmm. Or I'm just gonna. I don't want to risk it. I'm gonna connect the electricity really quick. So I'm gonna try to get into my camper, but if it gets really bad signal in there, I'm sorry. But I'll jump back up on here some other synchronistic moment. Let's see. Nope. Sorry, I usually use my phone to find where to plug in this extension cord. Finally. There we go. Let me grab a few things. You guys want to see my sexy car? Yeah. I don't want to put the license plate just in case there's people that are extreme. And this is my camper. I gotta unlock her. Super cold out here. I'm not wearing a jacket. Ah, warmer in here. Much warmer. There we go. Got the heater going. Here, I'll use this background, that way it doesn't look as weird. I have a projector in here, so I watch stuff on this white projector thingy screen. Could you please talk about transmutation? Sorry. Should have bought some water. Okay. So, the only way to do it is to sort of, first you have to like figure out where it's coming from, right? Where it is, what's going on. So with one of my gifts, it's called Red Serpent, I believe. Hold on. Let me take my shoes off. And my socks. Get a little more comfortable. I haven't gotten the best sleep lately because I've been feeling so high vibe that even when my body felt tired, I just couldn't sleep. I just kept going. And dreams are super vivid. I had this one dream where I forgot what this thing was, but it was like fighting me, or it was trying to strike me. So it came at me twice, and I just like did these two kicks, and I ended up kicking in my sleep. In here, I kicked the wall in two different places. Oh, thank you. Okay, so let's see, where was I? All right, the Red Serpent. Sheesh. If I wasn't using my phone for this, I would read it. Say, get a little bit of an idea, like in text. If you're looking at the text, you can get an idea of what I'm describing, because the transmutation, all that stuff, that's the Red Serpent. That's how I would be able to heal any illness in my body or in somebody else's. But I've spoken about the fact that even if anybody heals someone else, that person can still choose to become ill again. You know what I mean? An example of it would be stealing, just being jackasses all the time. So he was with them and then vibing with them, so he was doing the same. And maybe he didn't want to, so maybe he sought help. Maybe one day it went too far. Maybe a child got hurt. I don't know. Something deep enough, and it kind of woke him up. And he wanted to connect, so he gets help. Maybe the help is great, and he feels good and all, but now he feels like he doesn't have a purpose or a love. It's a bad influence. Maybe that influence is better than nothing. So they go back to doing the same thing. Another damn, I'm sorry, everybody. I knew that was a possibility coming in here, because I'll watch stuff